Okay. Today's topic is Kirchhoff laws. Previous class we discussed about voltage division, current division, flux division, charge division, advantages and disadvantages. So advantage is we can use it only when we have a single source. If we have a more than one source, we can't apply those techniques. Now to overcome this problem, we go for advanced tools. They are based on K-laws. Kirchhoff laws. First law is KVL. KVL statement is algebraic sum of voltages around the loop equal to 0. Algebraic sum of voltages in a loop equal to 0. But what is the mathematically same statement? We can tell plus or minus sum of EMF sum of IR equal to 0. So EMF means electromotive force. It is like a source. IR is a drop in the resistor. This plus this equal to 0. Here main important is this plus when to take, minus when to take. That is based on sign convention. So what is the sign convention is when we take a resistor R, the sign convention is very, very important. So this is the conventional current. This is our direction. This current is a conventional current. This is our direction. When both are same direction, when both are in same direction, take positive. We are going opposite direction, opposite. So this and this opposite. Take minus, negative. Some authors follow reverse also. This is the standard books are following this convention. Local books following opposite. So when we consider the resistor, observe in which direction we are going and what is the actual current direction. Same means positive and opposite means negative. But if it is a voltage source, if this is our direction, means we are going from minus to plus. Take negative. You go like this, positive. So going from negative to positive is minus, positive to negative is plus. If we change this as minus, this as plus, then automatically this will become plus, this will become minus. So we have a freedom, but this is what I follow entire topics. Most of the standard books also following same, local books following reverse. In this, if it is a source, we should see polarity of the source, independent of the direction. Independent of current to direction. Current to direction. Current direction in the source. Current direction in the source. In the source. So here current may go up or current may go down. So don't worry which direction current flowing. You just see which direction we are going. So -2 plus minus, +2 minus plus. That's the same way. If it is in the resistor, if it is a resistor, what we should see? Our direction and current direction. Don't see the polarity. Polarity in the resistor. So here it is independent of polarities. Independent of polarities. So resistor don't see the plus minus. Source don't see the current. Source you should see plus minus. Resistor we should see current to direction. So this is the sign convention of KVL. Next, second law, KCL. Kirchhoff current law. So algebraic sum of currents meeting at a point or node or a junction equal to 0. Algebraic sum of currents entering at a point or a node or junction equal to 0. Mathematically, plus or minus sigma I equal to 0. So what is the sign convention here? If you take a node, current leaving, take it as positive. Current entering the node, take it as negative. So this is the sign convention. This is more convenient. The law can be stated in alternative way. There are three branches: current entering, current entering, current entering. If this current is I1, this current is I2, I3. So as per the law, sum of the currents entering 0. I1 plus I2 plus I3 equal to 0. We can also take it in other way. So all three currents are leaving. I1 leaving, I2 leaving, I3 also leaving. If all are three leaving, sum of the currents leaving also 0. So in this also I1 plus I2 plus I3 equal to 0. So you have a freedom, you can choose like this or like this. You can also choose like this. This current is entering I1. This current leaving I2. This is also leaving I3. So sum of the currents entering equal to sum of the currents leaving. Here we can write I1 is equal to I2 plus I. So you have a freedom of assuming current directions. That's why some of the currents entering 0, some of the currents leaving 0, some of the currents entering equal to some of the currents leaving. Whatever way you want, you can take it. So this is the sign convention, this is the statement. Kirchhoff current law, Kirchhoff voltage law. Now if you look at Ohm's law, Ohm's law has got two different forms. One is I is equal to V by R. Other one is V equal to IR. These are the two forms of Ohm's law. One is current form, other one is voltage form. So this current where we apply, current is applied at a node. This is voltage, na? Voltage where you apply in loop. So that's why loop or mesh. This is as per voltage form, na? As per voltage law. As per voltage law. This is as per current law. Current form, na? As per current law. That's why this is also called as a loop analysis. This is called as loop analysis. Loop or mesh. This is called as nodal analysis. So using nodal analysis, what we can find immediately, node voltages. Can find node voltages immediately. From the node voltage, we can find branch voltages. From the branch voltages, we can find branch currents. Branch currents. Whereas in loop analysis, we get first loop currents. From the loop currents, we can find branch currents. From the branch currents, branch voltage. From the branch voltage, you can find node voltage. So this is the order. This is the order. In nodal analysis, this is the order. But here 4 are there, here 3 are there. So what is the advantage of loop analysis? What is the advantage of loop analysis? Or when we use loop analysis, when you want currents, because immediately you get currents. When you can go for nodal analysis, when you want voltage, node voltage, to find node voltage, prefer nodal analysis. To find currents, loop or branch, prefer loop analysis. When you want to find branch current, if you use node voltage, branch voltage, then you have to find branch current. If you use no loop analysis to find voltage, so using loop analysis, then loop current, branch voltage, then lastly you get a node voltage. So what is the advantage of nodal? Use nodal when you want voltage. Use mesh analysis when you want current. But both techniques, both analysis derived or obtained from Ohm's law. So Ohm's law is like a head and it has two hands, two different forms. So next topic is we'll discuss nodal analysis. So nodal analysis rules. We'll start with nodal analysis rules. So next we'll discuss nodal analysis. In this, rules are important. First rule. The voltage here is VA. Voltage here is VB. Now we want to find this current. So what is the current equation? I is equal to VA minus VB by R. VA minus VB by R. This is simple. Branch contain only one resistor. Now this second is complicated. In this 2A, if it is having a voltage source, then followed by resistor. This VA, VB. I want this current I. So how to write expression for current I here? So you do many mistakes now. One student will give answer VA minus VB by R, wrong. Or V by R, wrong. Minus V by R, wrong. VA minus VB plus V by R, wrong. These are all possible mistakes. What is Ohm's law? Basically, I equal to, as I said, Ohm's law, I is equal to V by R. What is this V? This V is the potential difference across resistor. So what is the potential difference across resistor? That you have to find first. So find this voltage. What is the voltage here? What is the voltage here? What is the voltage here? VB. Voltage here is nothing but algebraic sum of the source and the source. What is the meaning of VA? Voltage is the node A. Voltage here with respect to ground. So ground is hidden. Ground is hidden. Ground is a minus. This is plus. Now to find the voltage here, the best thumb rule is wherever you want to find the voltage, start there, go to ground. Start here, go to ground, follow CGR KVL convention. Who is CGR? Myself. So whatever sign convention I told you, follow that, you get the voltage here. So by following that, what is the voltage you get here? Minus V plus VA. Minus V plus VA. That is the voltage here. We want current this side, na? So this current is nothing but this voltage minus this, minus VB by R. So like this easily you can write the expression without any confusion. This step is very, very important in nodal analysis. So keep your attention on the resistor, find voltage both the sides. Difference of that by R will give current. If we are interested current from B to A, then you have to take VB minus of minus V plus VA by R. It is nothing but negative of this. Now let us, what will happen if this polarity change? Same thing. It can be like this. So to find current again this side, so what is I now? Always this voltage you have to find first. We want current this side now. This voltage minus this. But what is this? So start here, go to ground. So what do you get? V plus VA. V plus VA minus VB by R. Just we are discussing all possibilities. What is C? Here first source resistor, it can be reverse. First resistor followed by source. Now this we have to find. Again, what is the expression? I equal to same rule. Keep your attention on the resistor. Find this voltage. What is the voltage here? VA. Minus of voltage at this point. What is voltage here? Again, start here, go to ground. When you go like this, what you get? Plus V plus VB. So V plus VB. By R. If you observe these two, observe this and this, same only, na? Here VA plus VA, here plus VA, minus V minus V, minus VB minus V. These two are same only. If you observe A and C, these two also same only. Na? X plus Y equal to Y plus X. Only here source resistor, here resistor followed by source. So when A and C conceptually same, mathematically expression also same. So again, my logic is correct. So 2A is more important. If 2A understand, 2B, 2C, nothing. Rule 1 is anyway simple. Now third rule, a branch contain current source. Current source of I. VAV. So if you think this current is Ix, so what is the value of Ix? Equal to I only. So it is a branch contain a current source giving current of I. So what is the current from A to B is same I. This is 3A. 3B, resistor followed by current source. So this is node A, this is node B. So we want this current. So this current Ix again, I only. Then C. We may contain voltage source followed by current source. Voltage source of V, current source of I. Again, what is this current Ix? Equal to I only. D. It may contain, branch may contain voltage source, resistor, then current source. What is the current in this? Ix. Again equal to I only. So what is the commonality you are observing in all these A, B, C, D? Here what is there? Current source. Here current source. Here current source. Here current source. If branch contain a current source, branch current is decided by value of current source itself, independent of the voltage source, independent of the resistor. So what is the role of this source and resistor? Nothing. This current is not I plus V by R. Then it's wrong. Not I plus V by R. So V by R current not coming, independent of V, independent of R, current in this branch is only I only. So I can give a generalized statement. If whenever a branch contain a current source, branch current is decided by value of current source itself, independent of the voltage source, independent of the resistor. So these rules 3A, B, C, D is important. But it is easy. Current source is there, don't think too much. Current is nothing but that only. So third is easy. In this, first is also easy. 2A is tough. So if you understand 2A, so 2A is very, very important. 2A is very, very important. 2A, once you understand, then all other things easy. So nodal analysis, a branch may contain only resistor with source with a different polarity, source may be other side, branch may contain current source followed by resistor, and so on. All possible cases we discussed. Now I have written current expression. When we are solving a problem, branch contain, any branch will be coming under any one of the category. Like that we can solve problems easy. Now I stop here, continue next class solving a problem.